Hi, everybody. My name is Lamisha Lindsay, and I'm so excited to be here with Haely Vilhauer to be able to discuss integrative medicine and, in particular, integrative nutrition and functional medicine with Haely. And so this morning, I'm going to be interviewing you, Haely, and learning more about what you do and how you work with clients and all the goodness around food and what it can do to help manage mood and health and wellness in general. So I'm just so happy to be here and be able to work with you every day and have these kinds of conversations.
Thanks, Lamisha. I'm excited to be visiting with you as well.
So maybe you can start by just introducing yourself to all of the viewers, let everybody know who you are and what you do.
Sure, thank you. So my name's Haely Vilhauer, and I am a registered dietitian here at the Vancouver Wellness Studio. I also practice functional nutrition, which we'll dive into a little bit deeper today, but I really enjoy food as medicine, and so I am all about trying to help people get to the root causes of some of their health imbalances or just optimizing their health for that matter using food.
Great. And so just what led you to study nutrition? That might be helpful for everybody.
Oh, sure. Well, my story goes all the way back to a 12-year-old girl. And at age 12, I decided to become a vegetarian for a number of reasons that we can go into at a different time. But through that experience, I actually was led to my very own dietitian appointment. My parents were very smart to send me to get some professional help. And I just became fascinated with the idea that there was so much to learn about food. And food science for me really began at that point at age 12 when I decided that I was going to really do these different things with my diet and need to know how to support myself best. I was an active young girl. And from that point forward, my fascination and my love of all things food science considered and human nutrition considered, I just kept self-studying. And by the time high school rolled around, it was pretty obvious that that was something I thought I could see myself focusing on. So I went on to study in college and then really have never stopped learning, have just continued to further my education since that point in time.
Oh, that's great. So you've kind of known what your passion and your goal is for a really long time.
I was one of the fortunate ones, yeah, to learn at a young age what kind of lit me up. And I think I love it more today than I ever could have imagined. So
Oh,
that's pretty special. Yeah.
well, and I can see how passionate you are about food just in how you work with your clients and what you bring to Vancouver Wellness Studio, that you're just so excited to talk about nutrition and how it helps people and changes lives, really.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be able to do it.
Can you tell us about your education? What's your education? What are your credentials and your training?
Oh, yes. So in college, I actually have a degree in food science and human nutrition. So that was my graduate from Washington State University over in Pullman. Go Cougs. And then from there, I just didn't feel like I knew enough. So I have gone on and studied through the functional nutrition lab and done some digestive intensives and really kind of taken the octopus arms out from what I learned in college and just continued to learn about food sensitivities and gut health and emotional eating. And there's so many areas of interest within the nutrition kingdom for me that I just have really never stopped the professional learning since that point in time.
And I believe you're also a high performance coach as well. Is that right?
Yes, so a number of years ago, I was introduced to high performance coaching through Brendan Burchard, and the High Performance Institute was an amazing place in which to receive training from. And really, that helped me build out my more functional practice in nutrition, where it's never just about the food. Although I am a dietitian and I do love the nutrition component, I think we, as you have witnessed in your practice as well, like it's mind, body, spirit. And so being able to address that in my work and work with someone outside of just what to eat and when. There's so many layers to how we apply our lifestyle and our the integration in the mind, body, spirit is just something we can't deny or ignore in our work together.
Right. So can you tell our viewers what it's like to be a client of yours? What
Sure.
would they expect, and what does that look like, making an appointment with you and working with you?
Sure. So typically, I like to work with someone over the course of a few months because it's hard to get to know someone and their full timeline from, birth on forward and just a visit. So I love the idea of working with clients over time. So I have some packages that I typically work with. A lot of my clients are interested in food sensitivity. And so oftentimes before we first visit, we're on the phone just discussing their goals and figuring out, are they a good candidate for food sensitivity testing? And if so, we may do that before their first visit so that we have some pieces of the puzzle of their health. But my first visit's always an extensive one. I always tell people 90 minutes is not enough time, but that's typically how I get started with someone. And each person is so unique in their needs that I really do design packages according to what's best going to allow the support that is desired of my clients. So oftentimes it's 3 months, maybe 6 months. I have year-long packages depending on someone's goals and their need for accountability. And so I really do usually start with a phone call just to get to know you, make sure we're a great fit, and hear from my clients or potential clients on what they're hoping to achieve and making sure that I can foreseeably help them get there.
Mhm. Great. And I know you mentioned food sensitivity testing. Do you think that's a specialty of yours, or something you might use more than maybe other dietitians or nutritionists?
Sure, sure. Well, I don't know if I would call it my specialty, but now that I think about how much I actually use it in practice, it's something that I feel quite excited about. It's a tool, one of many tools that we have to really dig deeper into someone's health and learn more about the complexities and the uniqueness of that biochemistry of that individual. And so, yeah, I would say that has become such a fun piece for me to be able to share with my clients and to help them understand their body to a better ability. So, yes, I actually, maybe I could call myself a
Oh.
specialist.
And it sounds like you really find when you do food sensitivity testing that you can pinpoint where some clients are really struggling and may not be aware that certain foods are reacting in a negative way in their body or an inflammatory way in their body.
It's very true. And you said it spot on. I mean, to learn those foods that are literally causing the inflammation on the cellular level, therefore causing overall systemic inflammation, that can be a game changer for a lot of people to just understand that even the healthiest of foods, because the test does look at very quality foods, fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and proteins, but to learn that some foods just aren't supportive in one person's body is a powerful thing to know about yourself for sure.
Right. And what would you say to a client that says, I'm afraid to go to a nutritionist because they're just going to tell me that I can't eat everything that I want to eat?
That is such a common fear, I believe, coming in to work with a nutrition coach or dietitian. And I always just tell my clients that everyone arrives at that first visit in a different starting place with different needs and a different history. And the best thing that I can do to support their journey forward is just to meet them where they're at, and listen to the things that are non-negotiable for them and listen to the things that might be willing to have some movement as far as shifting those habits and creating better habits. And so my goal is never to push someone where they don't desire to go, but to encourage them and to shed some light through way of education or just motivation on why we would want to make these changes, and to lead them to want that for themselves, hopefully, and just cheerlead them on and coach them on how to get there as well. So yeah, I would just encourage people to think about it being a supportive relationship that we're after and not one of cans and can't do's.
Yes, I think that's really helpful for clients to know that they can just, you'll meet them where they are and they can just take baby steps and just, kind of work on their health at their own pace, that you're very supportive of all your clients. You're just like a big cheerleader and you're very positive about everything they do, and there's no way that they're going to get in trouble with you or do anything wrong. I really appreciate that about you, Hayley.
Thank
Um,
you.
and so from a functional medicine and integrative medicine model, how do you incorporate nutrition to integrative medicine, Hayley?
Oh, great question. Well, as I mentioned before, that mind, body, spirit connection just can't be lost on the work that we do in someone's nutrition. So I definitely dive deeper into getting to know someone's sleep and sleep patterns, their stress, not only where is it coming from, but how are they managing it and how resilient do they feel to that stress. I get to know their movement patterns and their activities and their exercise and their day-to-day life, really. And we do talk about relationships and the quality and the health of those. And so in those conversations that happen in our work together, the unfolding of someone's other needs becomes more evident, not only to them, but to us in that therapeutic relationship. And so my goal is to help people see how more support can be a wonderful thing, and how the ability to see that support as another person and process to move them in direction of better health. So it's really easy to dive in, get to know those challenges that one may have, and then to hopefully encourage them to get some additional support where it might be needed. It's only going to help our work, and it certainly hopefully helps them achieve better health more swiftly.
Right. And I also really appreciate that about you, Hayley, is that you see the whole person, that your focus is not just on nutrition and diet, but really on all the pillars of health. And you really just provide, I think, treatment and care for clients in a whole variety of different ways, that they can make some changes in their life and their lifestyle to improve their health. So I think that's really special and unique with you, Hayley, as a nutritionist.
You're so
Is,
kind. Thank you.
sure. Is there anything else you want us to know? I know you do some classes, and then we also want to know how people can get a hold of you and reach out to you if they would like to make an appointment or learn more.
Wonderful. Yes, thank you. I do have the fortune and ability to teach community classes, so I'm very fortunate to be able to do that. I do that monthly, and those are on my Hayley'sCoaching.com website. Actually, there's a little banner across the top with the next upcoming monthly class, and I try and keep that up to date so that anyone that lives in the greater Vancouver area, clients from Portland, that they are welcome to come to those community classes. And those are fun opportunities to not only dive in deeper on certain subjects, but then to have some question and answer time, and get to know some of those individuals that maybe aren't yet clients of mine. And the best way to get in touch with me is certainly either through social media on my Vancouver Dietitian Facebook page. I'm on Instagram at Hayley's Coaching, or certainly Hayley'sCoaching.com. There's a contact button to sign up for a free strategy session so that I can, again, just see if someone might be a great fit to work with.
Sounds so great. Well, I appreciate you taking this time to let me interview you and to let our viewers get to learn more about you, Hayley, and what you do. And thanks to everybody for watching this vlog today.
Thank you.